Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Brien Ortega reveals he's interested in a rematch against Alexander Volkanovski. Here's what Ortega had to say.
Give me your thoughts on obviously Volk going up and a year as the interim champion.
I mean, it was something beautiful to watch. I think I even tweeted it. I was watching the card and I go, damn, I shared the octagon with both men, and I know what it feels like to be in there with them, grabbing them, hitting them, getting hit by them, right? And I saw the Islam fight, and I'm like, I gave him more of a run than Islam. So
yeah.
that felt as a fighter something good, right? Like, okay, you did something great, you did something right. Now you got to make these adjustments. So my mind is also like, okay, what can I do to better myself to get this belt if it is that I face Volkanovski one day? And then when I saw the Yair fight, I said, wow, Yair looks great. And now it's just a matter of fact that it's really the fight that never happened, right? Before we could even really get it going, the shoulder popped out and it was an unfortunate event. And now it's just all about seeing how it lines up. If Volk gets a rematch with Islam, then it looks like I'll probably fight Yair in the summer, it could look like.
Valentina Shevchenko issues a statement following her loss at UFC 285. Thank you everyone for the support. Truly appreciate all of you. In good and bad, thank you for being with me. Difficult ties build strong people. Martial arts is my life, and I will be back for an immediate rematch stronger than ever. Fight doesn't forget any mistake. Especially it feels frustrating when you was dominating all the fight. No excuses, only hard work. Ready to start all over. Love you all. Bo Nickal responds to comments made by Michael Chandler. Chandler recently said Bo shouldn't be calling out Khamzat Chimaev after his first UFC fight. Here's what Bo had to say in response.
Thank you. I think that there's a lot of wisdom in that statement, I think Michael Chandler is a fan of me. I think Michael Chandler wants me to win. First off, he said, my potential is exponential. So let's listen to what he's actually saying, right? He's talking about it in a perspective of the fans, And if I say, yo, give me Khamzat, I'll violate this guy. 99% of MMA fans are going to say, Bo Nickal is an idiot, right? They don't know what they're talking about. And so that's the perspective I think Chandler's taking, especially when I hear you read the quote. He's not hating on me at all. And, does he have room? He's not even a guy that I don't think would do that, because he's always been cool to me. He's always been nice to me. He's a wrestler. And so first off, a guy that is as big as Michael Chandler is talking about a guy that just made his UFC debut. So that's a big deal. But secondly, I don't really feel like he's trying to put me down. He's just trying to, I think that's how he sees it.
Mateusz Gamrot calls out Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje following his win over Jalen Turner this past weekend at UFC 285. Here's what Gamrot had to say.
I am number 7 right now, I take short notice with number 10. Now I'm looking for upper opponent than me. So this is number 10, top 5. But right now I have to waiting because couple fighters have fight. So I will be what's happened in the future. I don't know, maybe Gaethje, maybe Oliveira. This is great opponents for me.
Stipe Miocic believes he will be the one that finally beats Jon Jones. Here's what Miocic had to say during a recent edition of the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani.
How do you think the fight goes? Can you give us some insight? What are you thinking?
I'm going to win. There's no question.
Yeah? You think
There's
it goes...
no question about it.
No question?
No question. I'll win.
Jon Jones has never lost before.
I know that. It sucks. But he's going to lose. He's got a big one.
Just one. Wow. Could you imagine that? You're the guy.
No, I'm not going to imagine it. It's going to happen. I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go. July. And how close to done deal is this, July 8th?
Well, they told me yes, and now he's getting the contract.
Sean O'Malley believes Francis Ngannou made a huge mistake by leaving the UFC.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Francis, and I said it since day one, since he started talking about the UFC on Twitter, it's going to be the biggest mistake of his life, because now, I think this is Chael Sonnen's kind of original idea. I'm like, dude, and he's right. Tyson Fury's not interested in Francis Ngannou anymore. He was interested in Francis when he was the UFC champ. He was the pound for pound baddest, or the baddest in the world. Now he's not signed to the UFC. Now it's not as intriguing. Who is Francis? Francis is, it's eventually going to be he hasn't fought in 2 years. That fight's going to be not as interesting. Tyson Fury's, if he wants a big fight, why not say just Jon Jones? That will never happen. But
yeah, it's almost like Francis didn't even do it because of the money. He almost did it to make a point.
No.
Or something.
No, you do that because you want that payday. You want that boxing payday. And that was in his head. That was in his manager's head. That's what I'm assuming. I'm guessing, obviously. I don't know. But I think he's thinking, you saw Conor do it, but Conor did it with the UFC. He didn't do it by himself. The more days go on, the less intrigue, the less care we have for Francis to go to boxing.
Footage has surfaced of a fan trying to attack Ian Garry after his win at UFC 285. Here's the clip. Following his victory over Derek Brunson this past weekend, Driscius du Plessis believes he can jump the middleweight queue and fight for the title next.
There's some rumour that Khamzat Chimaev and Robert Whittaker might be matched up against one another, and I've heard you say that you'd want the winner of that one. So I'll ask you, is that the case? And who do you see winning that, and which of those fighters would you personally like to face?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with Khamzat right now, it's a little bit of a problem because there's a lot of talk of fights happening. He wants a title shot at 170, but he wants to fight at 185. It doesn't make sense, you know. If you win at 185, you fight at 185. But you know, that's all politics, and that's luckily I'm not the matchmaker. That's not my job. My job is to get the fights, and I honestly believe I'm viable for either a direct title shot. You know, if Izzy wins this fight against Pereira, who's left? He's fought everybody in that top 5 division, and you know, it's time for new blood. But like I said, I'm not here to say I need my title shot. If there's somebody else that want to give me first for a number 1 contender fight, bring it. If they want to do a 5-rounder, I don't care. I'm here to fight, and we're still young in age for the weight, and I'm ready to beat anybody they put in front of me. So, you know, with the Khamzat and Whittaker fight, I would love to share the cage with Whittaker, and I think that is an amazing fight to make.
Eddie Alvarez believes he's earned the right to sign a non-exclusive contract with promotions such as BKFC. Here's what Alvarez had to say.
As a free agent, do you feel more well, number one, is that your experience with the contracts at BKFC? And number two, is that worth your time at this point in your career? Like, it's like, it feels good to be free. A lot of fighters are telling me that. Is that how it feels?
Yeah, man. And I at this point in my career, like, I think you got to earn that. I don't think you can just, like, if you're just anyone, that you should expect to sign a non-exclusive contract with anyone. You know, sometimes the promotion's stage is much bigger than your following. And when that's the case, sometimes you got to sign an exclusive deal. That's just the nature of the beast. But I've fought 20 years. I have a large audience, a large stage, and I earned the right to have, a non-exclusive contract and be able to move about the way I want to. So, like, I don't know if I would, right now, negotiating with anyone, would I enslave myself to a non-exclusive contract unless it paid, unless it took care of me me and my family for the rest of my life, So that's just where I'm at, Jimmy.
Anthony Smith admits he's a major fan of both the Slap League and BKFC during a recent interview with Ariel Helwani. Smith then goes on to reveal why he'll likely never compete in BKFC.
You're like a closet fan of. I feel. Were you a closet fan?
I think I would. Okay. I would say I was a positive fan. If they were to ask me to just be like one of the security guys that catch them as they fall, I would do that.
Oh my God! What a miss not using you in all this. You legitimately love it.
I love it. Yeah.
Are you going to the finale?
No, I'm in training camp.
Oh, well, you were just.
Yeah. I mean, if they asked me to work it, I'd have to go,
sure,
for my job.
What are you more excited for, the finale or like 285? Like, what would you be more excited to work if they offered it to
the finale?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
For sure. Without a question.
Wow. I appreciate that. I like people who have quirky interests.
Yeah, it's just different. It's different. I like bare knuckle too. Like, it's like weird.
Wow. What do you think about Eddie Alvarez and Rockhold going there?
I think it's amazing.
Crazy, right?
Both those guys. I like it. I like it.
What a time in combat sports.
It's also like nothing I could ever do, but
why not?
I don't think my hands would hold up.
Really?
Had too many hand surgeries. Yeah. The doctors say they can probably only fix each one, maybe one more time.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.